I don't know what the hell they make these wonderful lady clothes out of, but I should have been like literally set on fire like 3 or 4 times, forgetting the fact that I like it's wide, like woo woo, as opposed to, you know, my normal clothes. So like I had a cigarette in my hand and I run it across, like, whoa, not even a mark, nothing. I suppose it's another conspiracy. I know there's a fart fly in here. A fart fly, and that's what I'm calling them. That is buzzing. Yeah, I hear you. And it's going to annoy me. Yeah. I'm not gonna tune it. It's been a weird couple days. Not gonna lie to you. At times feel more open. Less hidden. And then life happens. Where you just have to deal with the fact that I know, you're my friend. I know, you're my friend. You're my friend. You're just not that musically inclined. That's fine. Then again, like, people are okay with some stuff, and then once it gets to a certain point, so they go, whoa, wait. You sure? You sure you want to do that? And then it puts doubts in your head again. You know, where you thought you had gotten rid of them. Where I thought I had gotten rid of them. I'm not speaking for everyone. But, you know, when you start to feel comfortable with something about yourself, and you think that other people are there too, and then like, I don't know. It's like, is that about me? Is that about what I'm going through? Or is that about you? And what you don't want to go through? You know, and I can respect that. I can understand that. But I have to figure out a way to set a line, a wall, if you will, on where that is. Is that me or is that them? Am I doing something? Or are they afraid to do something. Yeah, it's stupid and ugly. I just moved that chord and hit the concept. But I think oftentimes, or at least a lot of times, we unfortunately get caught up in other people's ideals and other people's fears. I know for sure that I do. And I think that for a lot of folks, that if they oh, that looks like a boob slip. If they how's the way I want to phrase this? If they are supportive of what you're doing and what you're doing, and I'm not talking about specifics, but if what you're doing is being honest, and they themselves know they're not being honest, they can only really go along so far, because they know they're not being honest. And the thing for me, I frankly just, I don't know, maybe this is going to sound selfish or whatever. I don't care what you do. I don't. As long as you're not hurting somebody, I don't care what you do. I just wish and hope that you won't care what I do, as long as I'm not hurting someone. And I suppose that leads to the inevitable conversation of what does hurting someone mean? And to that I mean, shut the fuck up. I'm talking about physically harming someone. I'm not talking about what your weird morality is. It's not. It's not that nonsense. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be this confusing. It doesn't have to be this convoluted. It could just be simple. Are you hurting anybody? No? Cool. Do what you want. I I wish it were that simple. David, wear your lady clothes. Who cares? But it isn't that simple, unfortunately. There's a lot of closed-minded people who think, I don't know if they believe this or not, but I'm not talking about anybody directly related to me or in my life, but that there's some sort of gay agenda, right? I'm not gay. I've just found I found stuff that makes me feel nice instead of just making me feel a little bit off. You know, just not quite right. And I know there's a lot of people that say like just be you, man, but like it's way easier said than done. You know, for people who are just like okay with the status quo. And I suppose I shouldn't think of it that way. Now that I say it out loud, like, what's the status quo? Because I guess would then be faulting myself for the same thing I blame others for, but that's the other thing is I can have this conversation with myself in a camera, phone, whatever. It's not that easy to have in a public setting. You know, there's nobody on the other end of this, at least in this moment, arguing a different point. I'm just speaking my own. But that said, as usual, this video went on longer than I intended, but I needed to say some things, and this has become you know, my default. And I like doing it. Even if nobody watches, it gives me something to look back on the next day to know where my brain was at mentally the day before. So as always, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. I love you. Have a good night.